So the other day on Instagram, someone sent me a picture of themselves in the gym. They said, Geoff, do I have good or bad genetics? And this happens actually all the frickin' time. This happens at least a few times per week. People will send me a selfie and they'll be like, what are my genetics like? Tell me my genetics. And honestly, this is sort of a silly proposition. It's a silly question for a few reasons, which we're going to go into in this video. First, there's no such thing as good or bad genetics when it comes to bodybuilding or sports or anything else, okay? It's not like when God creates infants, he's like, good, bad, good, bad, bad, good. No, okay? Genetics are complicated, convoluted, and they're not as simple as good or bad genetics for anything, okay? Even in terms of bodybuilding, maybe you have good hormone levels, but bad levels of receptors in a certain area. Maybe your traps just don't have that many receptors for the hormone to actually go and trigger muscle protein synthesis. Or maybe you have good levels in terms of insertions, but bad in terms of your dopamine receptors, and so you have no drive to actually go to the gym. So it's really not that simple as just good or bad. There are hundreds and thousands of different traits, and there is a huge variability in terms of different humans. Second, just from a picture, there's absolutely no way for me to tell. If you've never trained and you have a good amount of muscularity, okay, then I can say, yeah, you have awesome genetics, etc. But if you don't give me that background information, if you're not a long-term client where I actually get that information, there's just no way for me to tell. And don't provide that information because I'm not going to read through all of it if you're not a long-term client. So don't expect me to give you a full assessment for free. My time is valuable. I work 80 to 100 hours per week, and there's no way I can assess the genetics fully of every single person who messages me on Instagram. Plus, it's actually really hard to assess the genetics of other people. Maybe you see someone on social media and they have like 8% body fat and they're like 200 pounds and they're just shredded and they have a good amount of muscle and they're like the physique that you want to aspire to be. And you assume they have awesome genetics. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they trained hard over a decade or more. Maybe they watched what they ate, they tracked their macros, they really learned about nutrition, and they studied this stuff over a long period of time. They prioritized their sleep, they de-stressed, maybe they took SARMs or steroids or something else, and they have shit genetics. Okay? Someone can look impressive and have kind of below average genetics, okay? Because of other factors that can actually improve how they look. Or maybe you see someone and they're like 40% body fat, they don't look impressive, they look like they've never left the couch in their life. Maybe they have awesome genetics. You just don't know because genetics is only one factor. It's a big factor, I'll give you that, but there are many other factors when it comes to how you look. Finally, and the biggest reason is because it's not actionable information. If I say to you, you have excellent genetics, are you going to train not as hard because you don't need to train as hard because you have good genetics? Or are you going to train even harder because your potential is higher and maybe you can be an Olympian or you can be a professional athlete or you can be someone who takes his shirt off on social media? These kind of aspirational goals that every person wants. On the other hand, what if I say, you have shit genetics? I usually don't say that because it's kind of mean, but still, what if you have shit genetics? Just bottom barrel, super low tier, crap genetics. What do? Do you not work hard at all? You just give up and ride the couch because you have these shit genetics? Honestly, that's not going to lead to a good outcome in life. You're going to have all kinds of metabolic diseases. And honestly, if you have shit genetics, it's probably even more important for your health to actually work out and to be active and to eat healthy and to get in the gym or just be active in general. Or do you work harder? Do you work harder than last time because you have these shit genetics and you want to prove them wrong and you want to see where you can get even with this roadblock? Either way, if you have these shit genetics or awesome genetics, the process is exactly the same. You learn, you read, you study, you gain knowledge, you apply it, and you reiterate this process until you get to where you fucking want to be. That's it. It doesn't matter if you have shit genetics, amazing genetics, because it's the same damn thing. Okay, so it is what is called inactionable information, which people are obsessing over. I know you want to know, but it's information that is just distracting and it doesn't really matter unless your goals are either super high or not high at all. So for most people, worrying about genetics is the last thing you should do. But feel free to keep sending me messages, and I will probably keep trolling you. Alright, that is all for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, notifications, all that good shit. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace! Fucking nailed it, bro! It's business. By the way, coaching spots are filling up fast, and once they are full, I will not be coaching any more people. So, do what you gotta do. Send me an email, contact me on Instagram, or send some smoke signals. Either way, do it.